Howdy guys. Today's talking about why you need to be committed basically year round. So, I work at a supplement store. I basically try to help people get fit and to shape. So I give people advice, I give people tips, tricks. I tell people basically make it so it's easy for you and something you enjoy. You know, all that good stuff. Something you can do forever. And I know a lot of guys, I see them for 9 months of the year, and then for 3 months they're gone because they're either giving up, taking a break, and then they come back later and they're like, hey yo, I want to get in shape again, you know, blah blah blah. And the thing is like, here's a good point. Benching 225 is is a lot of guys' goals. That's like every guy's like first goal when they start benching and stuff. And you know, for ladies it might be squatting 225, I don't know. Girls usually just want to get skinnier. And the thing is, this video is here to say that you don't need to do the maximum. Honestly, doing the minimum to get your goal still gets you to your goal. And it's like placing a pin in something and holding it up there. Like, yeah, if you walk for 10 miles every day, you're going to lose weight quicker than somebody who walks a mile every day. But the person who walks a mile every day longer will have better long-term and easier results in maintenance. So it's better to do just a bunch of little things and to just keep going with it. And that's why you don't want to pick up hard, difficult tasks. So, you know, I get guys, they come in, they're like, I'm doing a 1,000 calorie cut, I want to lose weight as fast as possible, and it's just not maintainable. Plus, once you get out of that calorie cut, you're going to put on a ton of weight because you're going to just overeat and overeat because you don't understand the finer numbers. So what you want to do is, and you know, a lot of guys are like, oh, I'm just going to do a 500 calorie cut, I'm going to do this. Honestly, dude, just aim for like a 10 to 200 calorie cut, and your 10 is your minimum, okay? Or, you know, a lot of people don't like counting calories, so they're like, oh, I'm just going to go on a fast. And it's like, is that something you're willing to do for the rest of your life? Don't do something if you're just going to quit. I've been in the fitness year-round easily for 3 years. The first 3 years, you know, it wasn't consistent, but I was still doing stuff. Like, when I didn't have the school gym, I would still do push-ups and sit-ups and squats at home. I would go on walks with friends and I would do things like that. And that is the minimum. That is the minimum. And that's what you need to do. You need to find out how to implement the minimum around the clock. Make it part of your life. Make it something you just do. Like, you get up in the morning and you just brush your teeth. There's no, oh, I'm gonna go all the way to the dentist and they're gonna clean my teeth. That's like a once every 6 month thing where they go and clean your teeth, you know? Or once a year thing. But brushing your teeth, that's an everyday little thing. And over time it makes great results. And that's the same for everyone. You just need to do the minimum. So that minimum will maintain you. And then when you have the passion and drive to push harder, you can. And, you know, hopefully your minimum still moves you towards your goal. Like, my minimum with my fitness career is still eating a good amount of protein and working out. That's my minimum. And my working out still pushes me, and my protein still it's in that number range where it's good and it still gets me results. Now, a lot of other people's minimums, what it is, it's, well, I want to eat whatever I want and I'm not going to work out. You just can't have that as your minimum, because I was talking to a guy who's like, I can only bench 210. I've been lifting for 10 years. I have 0 injuries. I just always take a 6-month break every year. And I'm like, dude, how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm 25. And that's not his exact age. It was something a little higher. He could have been 30 for all I know. And I was just like, dude, why do you keep taking a 6-month break? And he's like, I get tired, I get bored, I get blown out. I'm like, well, how do you train? He's like, oh, I train as hard as I can for 6 months, as many days in a row, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's your problem, dude. You're like a candle, dude. You only can burn so much of the candle. Here, let me, like, you can only burn so much of the candle, and when you're asleep, it rebuilds so little. So, like, let's say you start here with your passion and desire. All this right here, this will never come back. This is your starting passion. Okay, this black lid part. And then, you burn to here, and now this is where it's like, okay, it's no longer extremely fun and all that stuff, and it burns down, you wake up, burn down, you wake up, burn down, wake up, burn down, wake up. And then once you hit here, you actually hate it. You overdid it. You did the wrong. But if you do little by little by little by little, you can stay in this range forever. Alright? And then if you start getting good results, you can actually get this lid back. You get the lid back. You get like, oh, I got 6-pack abs, sweet. And then you go all the way down here, and you're like, by little by little. I bench 225. By little by little. You decide to go really hard with the buddy, so you go down a little bit. Then it comes back up after a while if you're doing the minimum. And then you hit a new goal, and you got the lid back. And then you have that. And this lid burns hella fast. It's the big fire. It's the super fun stuff. All that good stuff. And that's how passions and things work. You can't just look at something and blow it up. Like, yeah, you should hit things hard and fast and efficiently. Because you have that lid part. That lid part is awesome. That's the quick lighting of the fuse. That's the initial boom. Take advantage of that. But while that's happening, you need to find your minimum to keep you going to get your goals. Like, I'm fat. Like, look, I got gut. But I'm hitting strength PRs. I'm hitting skinny PRs for me. Like, personally, I've never have been this lean before and this heavy. So this is the most muscle mass I've ever had with as little fat as I've ever had. And that's a huge goal for me. Now, it's not the lightest I've ever been. I've been 220 at this height, but I looked fatter. Now, so, I'm hitting awesome goals and doing things like that. And, my end goal is to see my abs. But I know my minimum now. My protein and my exercise and my calories. Every day I get a little bit closer. And that's the thing. I'm not telling you, oh, you gotta be on that grind set. I'm not telling you to be on that grind set. I'm telling you, if you don't know your ABCs and you just review it for 5 minutes every day, you're gonna learn your ABCs while everyone else doesn't know their ABCs. It sounds silly. There's only so many characters, but once you know all the characters and you start using it, then you don't worry about it, and then you can set a higher goal, like on how to spell, and read and stuff, and then you become more and more advanced, and to the point where it's like, well, I read all the time, I do all this stuff all the time, I don't need to practice or study anymore. My life as it is just gives me enough practice to keep me extremely efficient and the best I can be. And that's what you want to do with everything. Now, granted, if you want to get somewhere quicker, you got to put in a little bit more effort. And, so, like, if you want to get fit, honestly, just 10 push-ups, 10 crunches, and 10 squats every day. That's so little. You're not gonna injure yourself. You know, it's super easy, and that's something small you can do. And it's super simple. Okay, can't go wrong with it. You do it every day on top of anything you do. You can literally throw that on top of any day, no matter what you do. No problem. And that will help you maintain. And if you don't do anything currently, that will actually build you. That will actually make you bigger and stronger. And you know, if you're a girl watching this, you're not gonna get big off of doing that. Girls always, that's the biggest concern women have. They don't want to get big and bulky. This is a little off topic. It takes women like years, like 10 plus years to get big and muscular. Unless they're on stuff. Like, it takes years for guys to get like as big as me. Like, I have big-ish arms, you know, they're not huge, but I have a lot of guys and they're like, I've been training for 4 years. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how come you're bigger than me? Like, I've been training for 6. And I've been more committed than you the whole time. So I lose less than everyone else around me. And then I maintain the most. And like, I usually don't lose. I hate the idea of you doing something and then you losing it. Like, imagine if you bought a boat and then because you didn't put money into like insurance, you just lost it.